What's up, beautiful people? I hope you're doing well and you're having a great day so far. Today, we're going to be talking about the habits of happy people, but also highly successful people. And so on this channel, I talk about achieving your goals and your mindset along the way, and encouragement and positivity and wealth building tips and how to be the best version of yourself. And so I don't just want to have a lot of money. I don't just want to be healthy. I don't just want to have good relationships. I want a mix of them. And so I went ahead and found the information on how to be happier, but also how to be more successful. So let's talk about those things. All right, so number one, the first thing that highly successful and happy people do is they ditch the fixed mindset. And so have you ever heard of a fixed versus a growth mindset? This is so critical. I know in the school systems, we teach kids about this all the time. A fixed mindset is like, I can never change and I'm never going to be good at this and I'm horrible. And basically it's saying it's fixed. It's not going to be changeable. But what you want, you are so malleable and adaptable. You can change, you can grow. It doesn't even matter if you're an adult, you can still change and you can grow and do something different with yourself and for your life. And so a growth mindset says that you can create change if you do the right amount of work and the right work. And so we want to have that. Successful and happy people are like, they don't just feel stuck. They don't feel just tied down to a certain situation. And they say, hey, if I put in the work, if I put in the time, if I find the right resources, if I put in the investments and I do what I need to do, I'm going to get there. And so have that mindset. You're going to be so much happier if you actually believe and have faith that you can make a change in your life and that you can grow. So believe that, have a growth mindset. It can really make a huge difference for you. Number two, healthy, happy, and successful people, they also believe in an abundant mindset. And so you don't want to live in this scarcity mindset. That is such a fearful and not a good way to live. It's so limiting. And it actually can keep you very trapped and just caged in a little box. And so if you believe that there's an abundance of wealth, there's an abundance of opportunity, there's an abundance of things out there, then you're more likely to be successful. And so you want to share your ideas with people. You want to collaborate. You want to believe that there is so much money and so much potential out there in the world. And so like, if you want to be a content creator, you can't just say, oh, they're doing so well. They have 1 million subscribers and they have such a great community. They're all so positive in this. Guess what? You can do that too. There's so many people who have developed an Instagram account that has hundreds of thousands of followers and that they connect with people and they make money from it and they get to do that from home. And so why not you? And so believe that there's an abundance out there, just like money. We talk about this with money as well. It's like, oh, I'm never going to be able to get this much money and there's not enough money for me. Guys, there's trillions of dollars out there. So believe it. And so don't let your mind, and that's part of the trick with a lot of this stuff, is not letting your mind start thinking that way and really catching yourself and catching those thoughts, because we all do it. But successful people and people who end up being happier, they are very self-aware and they catch those things and they're able to go, I'm not going to feel that way. I'm going to start thinking this way. And they feed all of their energy into that. And that's what helps them grow and be happy. Number three, stop fearing failure and instead be willing to fail and embrace it. Did you know that the number one reason that entrepreneurs fail is because they are scared to fail? They literally fear failure and fear that they're going to mess up or they're going to look stupid or whatever. And I know I felt this way. Like, I even being on camera, I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I'm judging myself. And it's like, if I never show up on here, then I'm definitely not going to be successful. I'm definitely not going to create an empowered and informed community where we can all support and help one another. And it doesn't mean that even if I show up, that it's going to happen, but it's definitely not if I'm not willing to take the risk or to fail or to try. And so I've talked about this story where Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx, her father actually encouraged her brother and her to fail every single week. And if at the dinner table, he would say, hey, what did you fail at this week? And if they didn't have anything to say, he would literally be disappointed. And so this reframed failure for her. And I know I do this when teaching. There's kids who try something, or maybe they come up to kick a kickball and they mess up and everyone's like, oh, you stink, you're horrible. And for a lot of them, it makes them never want to kick again. But even though they want to kick and they want to kick, but then they let someone else's opinions, or that they look stupid or they messed up, they let that hold them back. And instead, what they should do is like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. Everyone's making fun of me. This is horrible. Like, yes, they're still going to feel that, but they're like, I don't care. I'm going to kick again. And if I mess up, I mess up. But who knows? A lot of times next time they end up doing great, right? And this is the same thing with like Michael Jordan. One of his famous quotes is that he's missed this many game-winning shots. He's missed so many of these things. He's been trusted to take the game-winning shot and he's failed at it this times. But he said, I failed over and over and over again in my life, but that is why I succeed. So most champions, most successful people, they're willing to fail. They're willing to look stupid. They're willing to not do it right and not get it right because one day they will. Number 4, this one is really critical as well. Create a long-term vision instead of only a short-term vision. And so you want to figure out, where do you want to eventually go? What is your 5-year plan? What is your 10-year plan? Where do you want to get to? And then you have to reverse engineer and figure out what you need to do. And typically why this is important is because most people can be successful. Alex Hormozi talks about this, but they're not willing to put in the time. Like, even with a YouTube video. Am I willing to post every single day for 5 years to see some result? I don't know. And so you have to say, hey, like maybe if I do post every day for 5 years, or I maybe start posting a little bit less, but I make the videos even better and I get more confident and have more design and whatever, and get the SEO right and all these little things, then there might be a higher likelihood of success. And so you have to be able to think long-term with a weight loss journey, with anything. You don't just eat a salad overnight and then you're 20 pounds lighter. It's going to be salad after salad after salad after salad, and healthy meal with all the macronutrients, protein, carbs, fat, over and over and over, and then some exercise. And then you'll see your results. And so you have to be willing to be patient and to think long term for what you want to do. And it'll help you to make better decisions in the moment instead of just making shorter term decisions. It's like, well, what is our big picture here? And it'll help you make the decisions along the way. Number 5, this is a little bit of a different one. And depending on your personality, you might be like, oh my gosh, but don't be afraid to break the rules. Okay. How many times were we told growing up not to do this and we have to do these certain things? And I definitely was one of those people who wanted to follow what I needed to do. But at the end of the day, successful people and having success is all about grit and guts and gumption. So if you want to progress in your career and in your life, you have to be willing to get comfortable coloring outside of the lines and trying new things and getting creative and taking risks. And so I have a video on my channel about risks. I'm going to be posting more about why successful people typically end up being risk takers. And so it makes a lot of sense. Like if you just go along with the everyday life and if you don't try and you have a victim mindset, whatever, then of course you're not going to get anything. But if you're willing to take risks and to try, eventually maybe you'll strike gold. Number 6, it's important to listen to your gut. And so in life, there's going to be things and problems that arise, and you're going to have to figure out and make a decision on something tough. But if the more you listen to your gut and what your gut actually says, the more likely you're going to be successful. And so typically most successful people have said that, of course, they learn a lot of information. They know a lot about the subject and the people they're doing business with and their life with. And so they're able to make a gut decision. And typically when they do that, things turn out better than if they wouldn't listen to their gut. So make sure you listen to your gut. This can just be a general life advice as well. And lastly, number 7, let positivity flow into everything you do. And if you're only going to change one thing about everything that you do, definitely change your thinking to positive. So it's actually scientifically proven that optimists are actually happier than pessimists. And they typically, as long as they're realistic, right? You can be positive with also being realistic. And so positivity is going to give you that energy and that passion and that purpose and that confidence to keep going, because it's not always going to be easy and it's not always going to be this linear straight process. I do this, I get this. It's like I do this, then I go back this, and then I get this, go up here. And so it's just a constant process. And the best part is that positivity actually breeds more positivity. When you adopt a glass half full attitude, it will start to guide everything you do and make everything you do better. All right, so those were 7 mindsets of happy and highly successful people. Let me know if you learned anything in the comments below, or if you have any takeaways, or if you have any questions. Please let me know what you think. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, share with a friend, and subscribe for more. Feel free to hit that notification bell if you want to find out when more videos are coming up, and make sure they pop up on your feed. And I will see you in the next video. Keep learning, working, and growing. Bring out what you have within you. The world needs it, you need it, and you deserve it. You got this. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.